All right, guys, welcome back to Mind Shift Mondays. And today we are going to talk all about hashtags, how you can fix how you're utilizing hashtags, how you are going to be able to grow your audience on social media by using hashtags better, and some of the things that we need to be focused on rather than just the hashtags. Okay, so this is a topic that I absolutely love. For me personally, you guys know that when it comes to social media, I leverage it as much as I can with my business, okay? So having a good strategy when it comes to social media is going to help you see an increase in results. There is no magic formula. And one of the things that I want to start off talking about today is I personally have found that, and I've learned that hashtags and a hashtag strategy have completely changed from what they used to be just a handful of years ago or even last year. So a lot of that is based on the algorithm, how Instagram is ranking different things, Facebook, TikTok, all of these different platforms all have their own specific ways of pushing your content. So today we're really going to focus more on Instagram, but as we're going through this, I want you to kind of have in the back of your mind, if you are somebody who is more on Facebook, or if you're more on TikTok, or you're more on Pinterest, wherever it is that you're spending the majority of your social media presence time, then you need to apply it to those places. For me personally, I find that Instagram is just like the perfect place. So that's where I truly push my social media content. Like, that's the first place that I think of is Instagram when I am talking about social media growth, because I'm capturing a different audience. For me, my audience is not based solely on Facebook. And so, yes, while I may be able to capture a percentage of my people there, my target audience, I'm going to be able to cast a wider net, if you will, when it comes to Instagram. So that's where we're going to kind of have a little bit of a difference in how we're looking at everything. All right, so hashtags, how have they changed? Okay, so it used to be, and maybe you're one of these people, I don't know, but I know I was. When I would get on Instagram, for instance, I would pull up Instagram and I would search by hashtags what I was looking for. Okay, maybe it was Amazon finds, right? I wanted to look and see what the coolest new thing on Amazon was for my kitchen or whatever, right? Those are the kinds of things that maybe I would search for hashtags, right? Or maybe it was Instagram tips. That would be something that I would probably search for as a hashtag. We have grown when it comes to social media. And you are probably like me, because I don't necessarily search for hashtags any longer. Do you? If you do, let me know and drop it below. I'd love to hear about that. But that's how I used to find people. Now anymore, I'm looking for people who are automatically falling into my, if you want to look at it from a TikTok space, like my For You page, my suggested people, right? Because Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, these algorithms have been built to start to learn the things that you are looking for, the things that are capturing your attention, the things that are making you slow your scroll when you're on that platform, and it's remembering those things, okay? It really doesn't have anything to do with the hashtag. Controversial, I know. So while you may be posting and using hashtags, maybe you've been like I was, right? And I was like, oh, my hashtags just aren't working. Maybe I'm not using the right hashtags. And so I personally went out and I started looking for apps that would give me great hashtags, right? So I would look and I would try and utilize these different apps that would show me, here's the trending hashtags right now. Okay, while that is great for today, I really want to be intentional and capture my audience. Because in a long-term goal, right, I'm not just looking for somebody who's going to look at my page today. I want to capture my target audience and bring them into my world when it comes to my business, right? So if I'm able to capture more people and bring them into my world, they're more likely to hit follow or subscribe or whatever, right? And start following me for my content that I'm putting out, and we'll start to see all of my posts that I'm actually putting time and energy and effort into. Psh, what a shock, right? That's the ultimate goal. So we're going to really break this down. So we want to look at hashtags and how they're used, and how they are used by the different platforms is that Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, they're looking for hashtags to help figure out where your content should be going, where your content should show up for other people, right? So it's trying to figure out what you're posting and then put your posts in front of the people who like those things, okay? So that is what the algorithms are now utilizing the hashtags for. So, well, me and maybe you were utilizing hashtags that we thought were popular, good for today, right? And we weren't finding the greatest success. It's because it wasn't really pushing it to our target audience. It was pushing it to maybe an audience, and it was falling on deaf ears. So all that time and effort that we put into something wasn't really going anywhere. So if you're like me, by all means, you found the right video. So we have to really redefine what we're doing in our business. So number one, we have to establish what our strategy is going to be. We have to come up with a targeted content idea of what we're putting out. We need to create our content with intention, not just blindly posting each and everything just to have a post there for the day. We want to be intentional about what we're putting out there. And we want to optimize our hashtags that are going to work with our content and be seen by our target audience. So that's what we're going to break down. All right, so there's a couple of different ways that we can do this. So we're going to dig right in. Now, we're going to establish our strategy on social media, okay? So these are the questions that you need to write down. You need to fill in the blanks, right? You need to do a little bit of homework on this. You're going to have to get out a piece of paper and you're going to write some things down, okay? So you're going to write down, the first thing you're going to write down to establish your strategy is industry. What is your industry? Well, if you're watching this video, it's probably Scentsy, right? So fragrance, okay? Fragrance, home decor, okay? Maybe part of what you share on social media is about home decor, right? How to decorate the space. Maybe it's how to fragrance on the go, right? All of these different ways that we have with our products. So look at your industry, okay? That's our industry. Next, we want to write down who our targeted audience is. So really think about this. Who is your targeted audience? If you had a group of 50 people, random people, sitting in front of you, who would be your target audience? Who are the people who are most likely to be interested in what we're offering? Fragrance, home decor, things like that, right? More than likely, it's probably going to be more female driven. You might have more males or another group of people who are looking at your post. Maybe it's moms, right? Moms, parents, caregivers, things like that, college students. It really depends, okay, on who is seeing your information, right? So really look and think about who do you want your targeted audience to be, okay? So that's what we want to focus on. For me, it's really about home decor and fragrance in the home. That's where my targeted audience is. Next, we want to look at pain points, right? So I think over the years, I've kind of talked about this. It's kind of like, how can I really answer the questions that my targeted audience are looking for, right? So for example, my targeted audience are people who like to decorate their home, who want their homes to smell good, right? So some of those pain points may be, what are the best scents for my home, right? Do they have pets in their home? Are they trying to cover up the pet smell of the dogs and the cats and the kids and everything else, right? Are those the pain points that they're really finding? Is another pain point possibly that there's just so many products to choose from, they just don't know where to start? Should they get a diffuser? Should they start using oils? Should they just stick with wax and warmers? Are they more on the go and utilizing the mini fans, right? Where is our audience, okay? And what are the pain points they're finding? Maybe, and if your audience is anything like mine, a lot of it is, my targeted audience is really more moms, okay? So it's laundry, how to get my laundry to smell better, right? So that's really a pain point that my audience is probably experiencing. So that's really what I'm looking for. The next is, I want to give them solutions to those pain points. So in my example, the pain point for, making my laundry smell better, if I've got to do laundry, it might as well smell good, right? So how can I give them a solution? Well, I want to feature those laundry products, right? Okay, so again, if your targeted audience is maybe a college student or somebody who's on the go a lot, right? One of their pain points may be, how do I get fragrance on the go? So a solution would be, right, really featuring our on-the-go products, our car bars, our scent circles, our mini fan diffusers, the Scentsy Go, right? Those are those things that would help them with their pain points. The next thing we want to do is we want to come up with 3 to 5 different topics. So for me, right, my targeted audience, again, is probably more moms who want their houses to look good with decor, smell good. Okay, so my targeted audience, those 3 to 5 topics are probably going to be seasonal, right? Because a lot of my customers, at least, are decorating for the holidays. So as the holidays are approaching, or looking for gifts for those holidays, right? So seasonal decor is going to be a big thing. Maybe they are looking, another topic that I want to talk about is how to save money. One of those ways is with Scentsy Club, right? Because they can get it discounted. They get special items, right, that are unlocked when it comes to Scentsy Club. Really talking about more of the bundle and saves that we have that are going on all the time, right? Those are some of the things that I want to be talking about. And then my main goal for my Instagram strategy, right, is I want growth. I want to get in front of more people. All right, so now that we've kind of funneled all of that down, now what we want to do is we really want to think about keywords from all of those things. Remember, you've got all these things written down in your piece of paper, all right? I just want you to take a little bit of time to really think about those things, right? Now, you're going to go through and you are going to think about and maybe circle some keywords. All right, so what are some of the keywords that I was talking about there, right? So seasonal, that's a keyword. Saving money, how to save money. Fragrance or laundry, right? Laundry tips, laundry hacks. Home decor tips, right? Those are some of those really good buzzwords that I really want to be thinking about, okay? So now that I have that, I want to go ahead and I want to come up with some really great captions. Because while we, me included, in the past have really focused on, it's all about the hashtags that I'm using, it really now is more about the captions that you're also using. Because the captions that you're writing for your Instagram post, for your Facebook post, on your YouTube channel, on Pinterest, all of those different places, right? It's going to pull out and it's going to look for whatever it is that you're writing about in that caption. Those automatically become keywords to the platforms. So while hashtags are great, we also want to make sure that our captions are also matching what we're talking about. And this is where a big piece of that disconnect happens. Because again, I see people time and time and time again focused more on the hashtags rather than the caption of the picture or the reel or whatever it is that they're sharing. They're not putting a whole lot of thought and time and energy and intention into what they're putting in the caption. And that's really leaving you with a big gap or a disconnect with your audience. So it's really a big missed opportunity. Now, one of the fantastic ways that we can really, I don't want to say cheat the system, but that we can really optimize how we're doing this and work smarter and not harder, because that's how I like to work, we can use AI. Now, you guys, I know that I've done at least 1 or 2 videos on ChatGPT. I've also talked about Bard, that is now Gemini. Okay, so it's just the Google way to get to ChatGPT. It's just another function. It's just another resource. What I currently am using, and I will have a tutorial all about it, it is an app called Microsoft Copilot. It's just another AI generator, but whatever AI generator that maybe you're utilizing, this is really going to help you to kind of take this and give you a good starting point. Okay, so if you don't know where to begin, utilize those AI modules that are available to us for free. Okay, there are different platforms that you can go on, that you can buy, that you can subscribe to, whatever, that's fine. I really like to lean more towards the ones that are free and that I can utilize without having to worry about a payment plan or anything else, okay? So Microsoft Copilot has really been great. Like I said, I'm going to do a tutorial on how I use that, but it's something that's going to learn what I'm putting into it, and it's going to help to learn me and give me more ideas for captions and hashtags, topics, target audience, and all of that. So all of this can be plugged into the AI generators that are now available to us, okay? It's really taking a lot of the guesswork out of it. All right, so now that we've got all of this, we want to create our content with intention. You guys know I love intention when it comes to my business. I like to work with intention. I like to create my content with intention. This needs to be part of your strategy. Again, going on to the Facebook groups or on Pinterest or wherever it is that you're finding images, right? And just grabbing an image that you're like, oh, if I post this, it's very popular right now. People are going to see it. They're going to love it. And you're just blindly posting, okay? You're not putting any time or thought or energy into that caption. And maybe you're just using some of those generic hashtags. Now we're realizing that our caption makes a big difference. And our hashtags need to be speaking to our targeted audience, okay? So we're going to take those things and we're going to implement them to work together intentionally with what we're doing, okay? So one of the ways that we can do this to grow on these social media platforms is to really look at what does our entire profile look like. So as we're speaking about Instagram, I want you to look at your Instagram profile. Go to your profile page. What does it say about you? Is it talking about, remember, who is your target audience? Who's your target audience? Is it those college students? Is it people on the go? Is it moms who decorate? Is it, moms with toddlers, right? Whatever it is that you're really focused in on, that your audience is really all about, right? How does that speak to people from your bio? So you may need to hit it, edit bio, right? And actually go in there and reword how your bio is looking. Again, you can utilize AI to do this too. It's a really great way to do it, right? How can I write a Instagram bio that is focused on moms who do laundry? Whatever it is that your target audience is, right? Put that into your AI generator. It's going to give you some really great places of where to start. So for those of you who don't know where to start, that's one of the ways that you can do that, okay? So plug it into AI, ask those questions, and then edit that bio. Because again, your bio, every word in that bio is becoming a key word, okay? It's going to be pushing out your content to those targeted people on the social media platform. So you want your bio to match who you're talking to or who you're intentionally wanting to speak to. So really look at your bio. Take a look at that. The same thing when it comes to if you're doing a reel on Instagram. Instead of just picking like the most popular song on Instagram, really think about, okay, maybe your picture that you're using is for the Mother's Day collection that's getting ready to launch, right? So maybe you want to talk about the Mother's Day collection. So when you're looking to make a reel, and you're going to do that, you're going to make a reel. When you're putting audio to it, look for audio that's also going to match Mother's Day, right? So moms or Mother's Day in general, right? Search for that audio. Again, that's going to make a big difference. It's going to come up again, just like your caption for your reel or your post or your carousel. It's going to come up as a keyword. So again, we want all of those things to be matching. So also other things that are going to help you if you're doing pop-up text on the screen, right? Again, if you're doing a reel or a story, this is really going to come into play, okay? Where you can actually throw in the word fragrance or Mother's Day or St. Patrick's Day, right? You want those words that are coming out on the screen or the GIFs or the animations that you're using, again, make them go in alignment with what you're actually posting, okay? Again, thinking about your targeted audience and what it is that you're focusing on in that post, okay? It's all about the quality, not the quantity. I know this sounds completely insane because for years, we, including myself, have been taught that what we need to do is we need to be posting constantly. We need to be just churning out so much content all day long, every day. We cannot stop. This is how you grow. That strategy is no longer the end-all be-all strategy. Because if you are putting out content on your terms and you're focused on your targeted audience, you are really keying into your caption, how you're writing it, how you're talking about it, the hashtags that are going to pull and drive your content to that targeted audience. All of that is going to find the right people, regardless if you're posting twice a week or 7 days a week. It does not matter the quantity that you're doing. It's about the quality and the intention of how you're posting. You want your hashtags, again, to work together with your posts. So you want them to be individualized to your posts. This is another area that I have more recently found is completely different from what my social media strategy looked like even a year ago. I was using the same hashtags time and time again because I was like, oh, these are the hashtags that I think are all my targeted audience, no matter what it was that I was posting. No matter if it was about the Mother's Day collection or about the St. Patrick's Day collection or about an LTO that was coming up, I was just using my tried and true, what I thought my tried and true hashtags were on every single post. It wasn't getting those posts in front of the people who needed to see those posts. Because if I had just taken more time to really tailor my caption and my hashtags to whatever it is my post is, I'm going to have more success that way than I am just using the same hashtags time and time again. Because those hashtags are not going to be hitting the audience that I'm looking for. It's not going to hit the audience of who the picture that I'm posting. Let's say I'm posting a picture. Who is looking for that picture and what that picture is about. So we don't want to reuse those same hashtags. So we want to pick hashtags that are related to 3 key things on every single time that you're posting. The visual. What is the visual thing you're doing? Let's pretend that it is a picture of me and I am holding, we're going to say that this is one of our new Mother's Day warmers. Okay. So it's me holding my Mother's Day warmer, and that's what I'm posting, right? So my visual is about fragrance, home decor, scent, Mother's Day, because remember, this is a Mother's Day warmer right in my hands. Mother's Day, gifts, gift ideas, right? Those are the kind of words that are going to match the visual of the picture or the reel or whatever it is that I'm posting. The next thing that we want to focus on is, again, the topic. In this case, the topic for that picture that I've posted, Mother's Day, right? So I would be using a hashtag Mother's Day, hashtag gifts for mom. Those would be the hashtags associated with that picture, okay? The third thing that we're going to do is about your profile, about who you are, who your target audience is about, right? My targeted audience is moms who decorate, right? So hashtag moms who decorate. I'm trying to think of another example. Fragrance expert, right? That is my topic, right? That's about me and what I offer the community and my targeted audience, okay? So those three things, the visual, the topic, and my overall profile, who I'm catering to, who I'm speaking to in my social media. Those are the three things. Again, I want you to be like me. Get rid of the hashtags that you're overusing. I'm not going to lie, you guys. I was doing this for so long. So long, in fact, that I have on my boards app, I just had hashtags that were just like generic hashtags. And I would just populate them. Boop, 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 boop. On any post, no matter what the post was about, even if it was about an LTO, or if I was talking about Scentsy Club, or I was talking about Christmas, or I was talking about Thanksgiving, I was still using just my plop of hashtags that I had that I thought were really good hashtags for every single post. And I wasn't making them individual towards the picture I was sharing or my targeted audience, right? Because I thought in that old school way of thinking that if I have a good hashtag, that's what's going to get my post seen. Not anymore. Not anymore. That is not how our social media has evolved. That is not how the algorithm has grown, okay? So we have to be constantly moving and changing. Now, the posts are going to do well regardless of the hashtags you're using. If you are intentional, if you are utilizing these main concepts, right? The visual, the topic, and who your targeted audience is, your profile, who you're really pushing things towards, okay? So we want to make sure that our caption talks about that. If you are someone who struggles with, well, I don't know what to write the caption, or I don't know what hashtags to use, this is where you need to bring in your AI best friend, okay? Your AI BFF, all right? Whatever that is. If it's ChatGPT, if it's Gemini, if it's Microsoft Copilot, whatever it is that you're using for your AI, or if you're not using one yet, start getting familiar with one, guys, because it is going to help you so incredibly much, okay? Because it's really going to take a lot of the guesswork out of it. I'm not going to sugarcoat things. I am busy. I am busy between work and school and the house and everything else that is going on in everyday life, right? I am busy. I don't have time to sit there and think about writing captions every single time that I just want to put something out there, or really like do a whole brain dump on my piece of paper and go, okay, I took a picture featuring the new pods that are coming out on March 1st. What do I want to talk about? Who's my targeted audience for this? Okay, this is a fruity scent. I need to speak to my fruity audience, right? All of those things, right? So if I'm using one of my AI tools, that's going to take so much time and guesswork out of it for me. So I'm going to work smarter, not harder. So I'm going to go into my AI of choice, right? Like I said, for me, it's Microsoft Copilot. It's just one that I have started using lately and I really, really love. But it's It doesn't matter what it is. You can go in there and create a caption about an Easter scent that is fruity, that speaks to people who decorate their homes for Easter. Put that into your AI, and then it's going to generate a caption for you. It's going to generate a handful of captions probably for you. Okay. Then what you want to do is you want to tailor that AI response, right? You want it to sound like you and not an AI robot server. Okay. So if you're someone who maybe, like my friend Texas, talks with more of that Texas drawl, that Southern charm, right? You want to maybe tell it, put this into a Southern accent, okay? If you're on the West Coast and maybe you speak with a different accent or you have different buzzwords, right, with where you live or the people that you do business with, right? You can tell it to do certain things. It's going to, again, start customizing that to how you talk, how you normally would speak. And then you can plug into your AI, create hashtags, or give me 30 hashtags related to that caption. It's going to give you a list, okay? So again, while you can sit down and you can brain dump and you can put all of this stuff down on paper, that's great when you really want to, or when you really have the time to sit down and do that. You can utilize AI to do that for you in half a second, okay? And then all you have to do is copy and paste, or again, keep digging into your AI and keep asking it or telling it. Make it funnier, make it sassy, make it sound sweet, make it sound emotional. Whatever it is that you want your voice to be in that caption, and then again in the hashtags. It's going to keep detailing it and funneling it out for you. It's going to take the guesswork out of it. And that's going to make things so much easier for you. It's so much easier. It's so much easier. You can get so much more done. So to wrap all of this up, it is no longer just about the hashtags, okay? We are really going to be focusing on the caption, how we're talking. We're going to match what the picture or the content is with a caption, with hashtags towards our targeted audience, towards what the picture is showing. So your hashtags, well, you may have some that are probably, at least for me, when I utilize hashtags too, there are some that are still going to be like in all or the majority of my posts, right? I like to, and what I find to be very helpful, because I really try and grow my social media based on my area and where I live, because I want more local customers. So for me, some of those non-negotiable hashtags are like hashtag the city I live in, right? Or hashtag the state where I live. That helps me, right, to really focus in again on people in my local area. So those are some that truly don't change. Maybe one of the things that maybe won't change for you maybe is just fragrance lover or fragrance addict or whatever it is, right? Those are ones that you could probably throw on the majority of your social media posts when you're talking more about your business. If you are also talking about different things and you work in more of your personal life with your business, if you're like me, because hello, I really want to get to know my customers on a personal level as well as on a business level, then those are going to be some different hashtags I'm going to use as well, right? Because I want them to, again, build into my world. I want to capture the people who I'm speaking to, right? My targeted audience, the people that I want to see my content, because I am somebody who I don't just post about Scentsy. I am posting about my work, my weight loss journey, about school, about home, about being a wife, being a mom, being a grandmother, right? All of those different things are built into my social media, because that's really what I focus on in my social media, is me and how I incorporate my business into that. So those are some things just to think about as well. But really, I want you guys to rework your strategy when it comes to hashtags and social media. Put more emphasis on matching your caption to what you're posting, and your hashtags to what you're posting each and every time. Again, it doesn't mean that you have to be posting 7 days a week, 365 days a year. If you are posting to the right people, you don't have to be posting that often. I know it sounds different than what we've been told, but if you trust me, and I hope that if you've watched this all the way till now, then you do. But I'm going to tell you, you are going to start to see a difference in not only the growth and the reach of the people who are seeing your posts and the content you're putting out there, but you're also going to see that your presence, your followers, that is going to slowly start to tick up for you. Things don't happen overnight. I know, yes, there are times when things go viral, and that's fantastic, but those are more few and far between rather than, oh, every time I post, it goes viral, right? Those are really not happening. So again, we just want to start to see that uptick. So being intentional, focusing on what you're posting, and really putting in the key words of what you're posting each and every time. Those are the things that are going to help you grow, that are going to help you reach your targeted audience, whomever that may be. And it's going to help you to keep the followers who are seeing that, right? And again, bringing them into your world and the things that you're going to be continuing to share. So rethinking our social media strategy as we get ready to jump into a brand new catalog season. You guys, this is your sign, okay? If you've been waiting to refresh your social media strategy, this is the time to do it. So we're going to start doing this. We're going to be more intentional. We're going to use AI to our benefit. We're going to use those forces for good. And we're really going to get more audience and more eyeballs on what we are posting. That's going to help us grow our business at the end of the day. All right, guys, make sure that you follow along, because next week is a whole new topic and a whole new month. So there's so much more to talk about. All right, I will see you soon. Bye.